like in school, like you got like a lot of best friends and you cool with everybody. Like that's how I felt about you and Herring, bro. Like you guys are two good guys. Like it's really hard to hate you on a personal level and like like entertainment level, right? So when I seen that fight, I was like, like I don't want to see nobody get hurt. So like for the first, I'm glad both of you guys are doing good. You guys are healthy and nothing like bad happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do understand that mindset that you know, in the ring there's no friends, just like you was mentioning, bro. So, um, like what did you learn from that experience, knowing that that was probably like on a professional stance, right? Fighting a friend that you personally knew. A lot of people were tight with both of you guys. So how did that feel overall? Now that you're able to reflect.
It felt cool. At the end of the day, I realized it's a sport, so I'm in the sport to be the best. I'm in the sport to fight the best. I'm in the sport to conquer. So at the end of the day, to conquer and become the best, you gotta fight these big fights. You gotta fight the people who also got names. You gotta fight the people who they think you can't win, and you gotta fight people. So at the end of the day, it's a business. At the end of the day, like I seen all that and everything was cool. Like even after the fight, I be texting Jamel right now, and like it's all love. At the end of the day, it's still a sport. So um, ain't no friends when you get ready for a fight. Can't be friendly with nobody that you try and go in the ring and hurt. So like I said, it was all good at the end of the day.
Yeah. Did you feel like after the fight, not to say that fans don't respect you, but do you feel like that was a fight where people were able to see the Shakur Stevenson that you know you are in terms of the skills and whatnot in boxing?
I think that they just upped the level on me. I feel like the competition level before it was solid. It wasn't like a Jamel Herring fight. So I feel like they upped the level on me. And when you up the level on somebody like me who is a future superstar and a superstar of the sport, we gonna step up. So I had to step up, and I felt like with Jamel Herring, it was a bigger fight, bigger audience, bigger stage, and I had to do what I had to do, and I had to shine. So at the end of the day, I feel like that was the main thing. Once they up the level with a fighter like me, every single time I'm gonna deliver. I don't care
Yeah.
what it is. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do what I've been training for my whole life.
Yeah, I get upset with the boxing community for a lot of things, right? Before that fight, I think it was like a fight before, people were getting mad at you that supposedly it was boring. But they gotta understand that boxing is an art. There's different styles into boxing, and what I like about you is, bro, that you don't fall into the trap where they're like, oh, Shakur's gotta fight a certain way to please the fans. You know what I'm saying? Like you fight your way, the way that you know how to fight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, uh, I won't ever get into that trap. But at the end of the day, um, I had one fight where it was like I ain't feel I was as sharp as I usually am. And but if you look at any of my other fights, I'm usually dominating, doing what I'm doing. When I fought Toga Khan, I went in there and I went at him for all 10 rounds of the fight. On the fight before that, I stopped the dude with a body shot to bring boxing back. So you can't just judge somebody off of one fight. That's all I say. Like, sometimes you're gonna have your bad nights in boxing, and that's any other sport. You got football players, basketball players. LeBron, he not gonna have a 40-point night every single night. He's not gonna have a 30-point game every single night. Some days he might end up getting 9, but when the big moments matter, he gonna show up. He gonna always get to the finals. Jordan, they gonna always win when they get to the finals. In the big moments, they always deliver, and that's how I feel it is with me.
Yeah. I guess now it's appropriate to ask you what's next for you. I know that you want unification, in particular, Oscar Valdez. He got the WBC strap. For whatever reason, I don't know why that fight hasn't been made since the time that you was fighting at 126, right? He vacated the belt. He was the mandatory for his belt. Never happened. You're a champion now. He's a champion now. I feel like that fight should be easier to make. And I say this because I look at Wilder, who's in PBC, Fury's in Top Rank. That fight was able to be made, right? You look at
Yeah,
Ramirez versus Taylor. That fight got made. So I just hope that they take advantage of this opportunity because we've been seeing a lot of fighters take L's. Their first loss, their second loss, and I feel like the magnitude of that particular fight isn't the same. I don't know if you agree with me, but do you feel like that fight needs to happen now, knowing that you're red hot? He's red hot. You're both champions. Whoever wins that fight can claim himself as number one in that division.
Yeah, I do feel like the fight needs to happen. But at the end of the day, you gotta realize you can't force these fighters to get in the ring with you. It's all up to the fighters to actually say, "Oh, I want to fight this person," and I feel like the fight going to happen. I don't think that Valdez is just scared. I feel like maybe he thinking it's smart. He feel like it probably be more money marinating the fight or however they plan on doing it. But the fight definitely gonna happen. I ain't ducking and dodging nobody. I'm ready to fight whoever, whenever.
Mm. So the route looks like it's going to be Miguel Berchelt, who was a former champion. I personally thought Berchelt was going to beat Oscar because at the time, right, I thought Oscar gets hit a lot. And I thought that if he was going to stay there with somebody that's very physical and gets hit a lot, I thought that Berchelt was going to get him out. But Valdez just proved me wrong and he won the fight, which surprised me in a lot of ways. So I feel like that fight, he's gonna bring it, but I know you're just gonna be you. You're gonna stay on the outside, and I think that's a great fight for you overall, though.
I mean, that's what Bob Aaron say. I don't know how true that is. Last I heard from Berchelt, I know he's down in Vegas training. I heard that he was moving up to 135. They said the
Mm,
weight was too hard for him to make, and they could probably try to force him down to come get beat up by me. But at the end of the day, like I said, I don't gotta fight no Berchelt to have to fight Valdez. I'm a world champion. I just went and beat Jamel Herring for his belt, and I don't see why would I have to fight Berchelt to get a Valdez fight and wait on him to fight Navarrete. I think all that is bullshit at the end of the day. Um, y'all could like all these media people and however they could sit there and try to hype up a fight with me and Berchelt, but I don't see how I gotta fight Berchelt to get a Valdez fight when I already earned the right to have a fight with Valdez. So I hear that, but at the end of the day, I don't agree with that. And it'll happen,
okay.
but I'm looking more towards the bigger fights. And right now, Berchelt is coming off a KO loss, getting in the ring with me and getting beat up by me. And I'm not gonna get the credit I deserve for it. First off,
Mm,
and him is like you just got knocked out. Why would you get in a big fight with Shakur? Like that don't even make sense. So I hear that. I ain't paying no mind to that. That's no Bob Aaron just be throwing some things out there and they don't always be true.
okay, okay. I did want to ask you quickly about Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz because it's a great fight, and I feel like you might see them down the road in a new weight class or whatnot. But what do you think about that fight personally? Because you asked me, I think it's a closer fight than people think.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that fight. I think that's gonna be a great fight. Devin is a skillful, great boxer, got great defense, great legs. Jojo got good hand speed. He's real sharp, and he's not coming in there to lay down. So it's gonna be a hell of a fight. I can't wait to see what happens.
I feel like in boxing, you have to have like the right fights to get you to the certain level we mentioned, right? If I was on Diaz's side in regards to fighting Haney, I think him fighting Russell, him fighting Tevin Farmer based on like the elusiveness, being fast, and I felt like him fighting Fortuna based on the weight class and him able to adjust, fighting the bigger guy, it kind of gives me the confidence that he's gonna hang in there with Devin Haney. What do you say to that?
Probably. You never know. We got to see how good Devin is against a fighter like Jojo Diaz, and I feel like it's a big step up in competition for Devin. So, but I think Devin is a hell of a fighter at the end of the day. So, I can't say nothing bad about Devin. I think Devin is sharp. Devin real skillful. I think JoJo a bad motherfucker too. So it's a great fight at the end of the day.
There you go. Lastly, before I let you go, because I know when we have conversations, we talk about basketball, we talk about boxing and whatnot, but I know that one thing that you got that, nowadays these new boxers come into the sport like if boxing's a joke, right? And Gervonta made a great point when he said, why is it that so many people are entering boxing without like the experience, like you started at a young age and it took you a while to master your craft and you're still learning, right? But the fact that people are doing it with a 1 year, 6 months or whatever and come into the sport, But yeah, we don't see people going into basketball, soccer, or UFC like that. So what do you say to that, Shakur?
Now I agree with that. I feel like they entering our sport, but you gotta realize they is a it's a show at the end of the day. They trying to put on entertainment, and they bringing YouTube fans to our sport. So I don't really got no problem with it. All I ask is if them fighters like Jake Paul and all of them gonna be talking like that, I feel like the way that they talk, you should let them at least fight a real boxer. You shouldn't have like a Jake Paul fighting all these wrestlers and YouTubers and MMA guys, and then he get on like Twitter and he start talking shit to Clarissa about her fighting an actual MMA fighter. But we have yet to see Jake Paul actually enter the ring with a real boxer yet. So I don't know this Tommy Fury dude. I don't know if he a real boxer. I don't know if he a YouTube dude. I don't know what he is, but I know like out of all Jake Paul fights, he fought Tyrone Woodley. He was from like UFC.
Yeah.
The Ben dude, he was a wrestler. The dude before that was a YouTuber. He fought a basketball player, Nate Robinson. Like he never actually fought a real boxer. So the way he go up there and talk how I'm gonna fight Canelo one day and I'm gonna beat Canelo and this, that, and the third. For him to say all them type of things, I just feel like he got to step up and actually get in the ring with a real fighter.
Yeah, because
But
like
I don't got a problem with them. Like
okay.
I don't have a problem with how they come in the sport, and they bring YouTube fans and they bring other people into the sport. So I think it's cool. I don't got no problem. They bringing people to look at me. Fuck it. They gonna watch the Jake Paul fight. Then after they gonna want to see a Shakur Stevenson fight, and they gonna see the difference in type of skill set and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm cool.
So you're like okay with like let's say sharing a card with them as long as you're the main event. Like he'll be your undercard and Shakur Stevenson the main event.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I would definitely not mind being a main event and they be like my co-main opening TV fight. Like I wouldn't mind it, but I would definitely never get on the undercard of a Jake Paul or nothing like that. Like I feel it, but I just feel a certain way about myself at the end of the day. So I know how good I am as a fighter and what I've been doing my whole life. So I can never just put myself under an undercard of just somebody that's been doing YouTube. Like you're great at YouTube, but you're not like a real fighter. So I can't do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let you off with this last prediction: Canelo versus Plant. How do you see that ending?
I can't give you no prediction. I don't know. I think that fight gonna be a lot harder than people think though. I feel like a lot of people think that Canelo just about to run through Plant, and I don't see it happening. I think that Plant, if he can take Canelo punch, it's gonna be a tough night for Canelo. But I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight at the end of the day.
All right. Well, bro, like I said, I appreciate your time, bro. I know you're always busy. You're always working hard. You're always providing for the family. Like I said, keep doing you, bro. I met you 2017 when you made your first fight at the Garden, and you're growing, bro. And I'm proud of you, bro. Keep doing you, bro. And don't let